Hi guys, welcome to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. I'm Lauren and today I'm going to be showing you how to make personally one of my favorite fall recipes. These are pumpkin cream cheese muffins. So you can find these a lot at different coffee shops, grocery stores, but they usually cost you like $5 for one muffin. This recipe is super simple. You can make it at home. It's a lot cheaper and it's really easy to make. So why not make a big batch for your family and friends? What I'll be using in this recipe is our Madagascar bourbon vanilla extract and our pumpkin spice extract. This extract, the pumpkin spice, makes this recipe super easy to make because you don't need all of those pumpkin spices in this. All you need is the extract that will deliver you the cardamom, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, all of those flavors, but in one little bottle. We'll also be using our pecan flour. So this is going to give the muffins a little bit more of a nutty flavor. I think pecans are a very fall, fun, festive flavor to incorporate into our baking, so why not? I thought this was like the perfect addition to some pumpkin cream cheese muffins. So when you're ready, let's get started. This recipe requires a few steps. So the first step is to make our cream cheese filling. We're gonna mix it together, dollop it out onto a sheet pan, and pop it in the freezer while we do everything else. So I have some cream cheese here. I have some powdered sugar. Put those together in a bowl. Make sure we get everything out. And I'm also going to do a teaspoon of our vanilla extract in this. Get my teaspoon measure. This gives it a really nice warm vanilla flavor in the center of your muffin, along with that just creamy cream cheese. So I'm just going to mix this together until it's really well combined. I'm gonna start on low because we don't wanna have a powdered sugar snowstorm in the kitchen today. Maybe we'll save that for another day. I also did not mention for this recipe, you wanna leave your cream cheese out until it reaches room temperature. Otherwise, this is going to be very, very difficult to mix together. All right, perfect. So I'm just going to dollop this out onto a sheet pan. I'm using a little cookie scoop. You can use a spoon, whatever you have on hand to make this easy for yourself. Scoop it out. This recipe with the tins that I'm using is going to make about 14 muffins. And the reason that we're freezing this is because this is gonna be really, really hard to softly put into our muffins when we're ready to pop them into the oven. So by freezing them, it makes it easy for us to pick them up, grab our little cream cheese balls, plop them into our muffin tin, and good to go. All right, so I'm just going to put this in the freezer while we finish the rest of our steps. Our next step in this recipe is to combine all of our dry ingredients into a bowl, and I'm just going to set that aside and mix up our wet ingredients. So what we have here is some all-purpose flour. Woo! Definitely giving myself a little flour bath over here. Good thing I wore my apron. We have some granulated sugar. Baking soda. Regular salt. Our pecan flour. And that's all. We're just gonna combine this together and set it aside. Definitely not the most graceful baker. I tend to make messes, but that makes it all the fun, right? All right, so I'm just gonna set this aside and we are going to work on our wet ingredients now. Now let's just combine all of our wet ingredients together. So I have some vegetable oil here. I have a can of pumpkin puree. You wanna just make sure it's just pumpkin, nothing else. You don't want any other additives in it, any other sugar, or else your muffins are going to be too sweet and they're not gonna taste right. So straight up pumpkin puree. You can find it pretty much anywhere, especially around this season. Get every little last drop out because it is pumpkin spice season and we need all the pumpkin we can get. Perfect. And we have 4 eggs here. We're gonna add the whole eggs. Oh, not the whole egg, including the shell, just what's inside of it. Now I'm just going to blend this together and we will slowly add in our dry ingredients. And one last step before we add in the dry ingredients is the secret ingredients, our pumpkin spice extract here. I'm going to be doing 2 teaspoons of this. We want to make sure our muffins have that delicious fall spice flavor. And I'm also going to add in 1 teaspoon of our vanilla extract. All right, let's do our final mix and we will be ready to add in our dry ingredients. So now it's time to incorporate our dry ingredients. I'll be adding these in about a cup at a time until they're all incorporated. All right, now I'm just going to add the rest of our dry ingredients and we will be done with our batter. All right, perfect. Our batter is nice and mixed together. We're going to set this aside for a few minutes and we are going to make a streusel topping to put on these muffins. All right, so the last step ingredient-wise here is to make our streusel topping. So what we have is some cubed butter, cold. You wanna make sure your butter is cold. I took this out of the fridge like literally 10 seconds ago. Flour, some brown sugar, and I'm also going to add a little bit more of that pumpkin spice flavor and add just half a teaspoon of our pumpkin spice extract to the streusel topping. This isn't required. I just absolutely love our pumpkin spice extract. I feel like it brings such great flavor to anything that you add it into. So I figured, why not add a little bit of extra pumpkin spice fun to these muffins? So I will be using a dough cutter to mix this together and slice everything up. You can use a fork, you can use your hands, just don't over mix this. You want it to still be like a little bit chunky from the butter. We'll just cut everything together. You'll have to clean it off a little bit from time to time just to make sure everything gets really nice and incorporated. All right, so our streusel is well mixed together. You'll know it's done when it's still a little bit chunky, but kind of like a flaky-ish texture. So once it gets to this point, just set it aside and it is time to construct our muffins. All right, now it is time to construct our pumpkin spice muffins. So what you'll need to do is fill the tin with a liner. You'll want to fill it about halfway. Then you're going to put one of the cream cheese balls into the center of each of these. Top it with more of our batter and then sprinkle it with the streusel. So let's get started because I cannot wait another minute. I really want to eat one of these. Not sure what happened to this liner, but it's not liking me today. All the others look perfect. All right, so right into the middle of each of these muffins, we are going to put in our cream cheese ball. And these have really only been in the refrigerator for, maybe 30 minutes. So they freeze really fast. Or the freezer, not refrigerator. They don't need to be like rock solid. These are still a little bit soft, but they're just way easier to work with. All right, and let's just top these off. You don't want to overfill the muffin tin, so don't do it all the way to the top of the liner. You want to leave a little bit of space there because these will rise. Now just sprinkle them with a streusel topping and we'll pop them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Do you want to get me putting them in the oven? All right, you guys, our muffins are done. I had them in the oven for just about 25 minutes. So depending on your oven and how it heats up and how hot it gets, you'll probably need between 20 and 25 minutes. So here's our finished product, fresh from the oven. I'm so excited to taste this. The whole kitchen just smells like fall. It's a pretty incredible scent. I'm gonna cut it in half so you can see the middle of it. They're still pretty hot, so the cream cheese is very ooey gooey. You can see some steam coming out there, and it just leaves a nice little dollop of a cream cheese filling right in the middle. So I'm gonna take a little bite. Hopefully it's cool enough for me to eat. I think so. If not, this is gonna make for a very, very funny video for you guys. But I think we're good. That is so good. Oh my gosh. Totally worth making these from scratch, waiting for them to bake. The whole room smells so delicious, so it even adds to the experience even more. These are awesome. I really, really highly recommend you guys give these a try at home. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as I enjoyed it. If you make it at home, be sure to tag us on social media. You can find us there at Amoretti on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, if you really like this recipe, be sure to hit the like button below and subscribe to our channel so you never ever miss anything new that we share with you. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.